all this Polo Cup action is proudly brought to you by Engen Primax Unleaded, Volkswagen Motorsport, Polo, and Dunlop Tires. After an incredible round at Killarney, round 2 of the Engen Polo Cup makes its way down to the mother city. And in Cape Town, you need to have your wits about you. You've got to have your teammates around you as well, because you're going to need help down that back straight to try and get the slipstream in. Jeff Kruger is looking to continue his dominance at the front end, but Tasman Pepper is also looking to continue her dominance in the Masters category. And I think it's going to be a little bit tight between the two of them. But don't ever take out of the equation all the new young drivers that are starting to show prowess in these very, very quick Polo GTIs. Yesterday in the free practice session, there were 16 cars within the same second of each other. So qualifying is going to probably be the most crucial part of the day's racing. Let's go and find out what happened. A lot of times you'll see the teams going out 2 by 2 to try and help each other down the back straight, and it is definitely a big help if you can find someone to give you a bit of a tow down that back straightaway. Alton Bowe will be looking to help out Darren Oates, and the same will be reciprocated, I'm sure, from Oates. But you can see a couple of guys coming in here and changing tyre pressures, looking at different options to see what's going to give them the best lap here in qualifying. Checkered flag is out once again. It is Jeffrey Kruger at the top, but it's now time for Super Bowl to sort out race number 1. And Clint Beside notes in the Glyco car, first car out. Jeff Kruger out there in the Comcare Universal Healthcare Polo. Jonathan Mkhotsi in the Volkswagen Motorsport Polo, also doing a super job. And Daniel Duminy with a massive improvement in the SMD Group Polo GTI. Checkered flag comes out, and it is Jeff Kruger on pole. Now we draw for race number 2. Second fastest laps are what count here for race number 2. Tasman Pepper keeping her helmet on, and she maintains pole position after going quickest. Jeff Kruger incredibly stays second as well. Oh, and Mkhotsi stays third. I wonder if we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if it's going to be any change up now. No, unfortunately, Clinton Beside note down to 6th place. Charles Wilkin, second of the Masters. He'll be moving up into 4th, and Jean Gabber in 5th. Things are continuing where they started in Killarney, here in Killarney. A super effort out there in both the qualifying, and a lucky draw as well.
Yeah, no, I'm really chuffed with my qualifying. Yesterday went really well. We still got a bit of pace to find to catch Jeffrey, as you saw in qualifying for P1. So yeah, we're getting there slowly. We're learning the habits a little bit of the new cars, and I'm really chuffed to be starting on the front row of the grid.
Daniel Duminy, man, you must be on fire and fired up after that qualifying session. First time into the top 6 and fighting at one stage on pole.
I went to Super Bowl. That was the best thing for me. Coming from running like a top 15 to 6th is really a big improvement. I want to say thanks to Vic and just my family just for believing in me. And yeah, Super Bowl, I was a bit nervous because it's my first ever Super Bowl, so I kind of messed that lap up. But you know, it's 6th. I'm really happy, and I think it's a good race from here now because I'm not surrounded by everyone. I think there's some good guys up front, Jeff, Tasman, experienced drivers. So I think I'll learn from them, and hopefully it's like a good race.
Jeff Kruger, it just seems to be the car to beat this year, buddy. You've got it on rails at every single track we've been to so far this season.
Yeah, no, I can't complain. The car's been handling really, really well. I have to thank my dad and the team for that. Yeah, so we put it on pole in Super Bowl, so today's going to be quite an interesting race. The field's very close here at Cape Town. So it's going to be about managing the push to pass later on today and saving your tyres. So yeah, I'm looking forward to race 1. It's going to be really, really tight.
I'm glad to see you saving tyres because they're giving you 1,000 Rand for pole position. Congratulations, Jeff Kruger, and there's the $1,000 from Dunlop. Volkswagen PR manager Sia Madikizela is in the house to tell us all about the Engen Polo Cup.
So as Volkswagen, we're just very serious about motorsport. It's a crucial part of our business. Very excited to be in Cape Town. As you know, we the Engen Polo Cup, we're racing in new Polo GTI cars. Super excited to see how these cars perform today. The second race of the year. So yeah, I'm very keen about it.
I think after Killarney and the performance that was put on there, I think people are looking at these cars and going, yes, this is exactly what Volkswagen needs to do, because it's literally the car you can buy off the showroom floor that's now racing on the track here today.
So we're actually launching the Polo GTI in South Africa in June. So these Polo GTIs have been put to the test and they've withstood all of these tests. So I think the public for themselves can see that these cars are very capable. They're fast, quality is there, typical Volkswagen.
And exactly what we need in motorsport South Africa with the backing of a big brand like Volkswagen. Join us after the break for Race 1 action here from Killarney. Welcome back to the Mother City. Big mountain in the background means we're in Cape Town, and there is a big crowd. Thousands of people coming out here to the Killarney International Raceway to be entertained in the Extreme Festival. We catch up with all our top guns now in the Engen Polo Cup.
I was born, actually, in fact, we were racing today in Cape Town at Panorama Clinic, so I'm sort of a hometown hero, if you could say. Yeah, my hometown now is Joburg, but yeah, I was originally born in Cape Town. I started in karting at about the age of 5, and I progressed through all the ranks in karting and ended up in Junior Max, and that was the last year for me in karting. I then made the progression to Super H, which was it's a nice breeding ground for any young driver to try and make their way up. So I stayed there for about 3 or 4 years, and then I progressed to Polo Cup, and that sort of took me on a journey, you could say, around the world, in India and Europe, and back here today. Probably be racing in Europe, winning the European Championship. Competed there in 2015, consisted of about 8 rounds, and we won the championship at the last race of the last round, so it was a nail biter the whole season long. I like to do a lot of cycling and weight training. I like to do the 94.7 every year. I think if I do it this year, it'll be my 9th or 10th time, so I'm not the quickest, but I certainly enjoy the vibe, so it keeps me going. My hero, I would have to say, is South African's very own Sarel van der Merwe. We had a bit of a race a few months ago in these big V8 cars that I'm lucky enough to get to drive from Uncle Peter at Swartkops, and the man, as old as he is, he can still pedal a racing car, and he's just as sharp as anyone on the grid currently now. So I think he's had a good racing career, and it's definitely someone I can look up to. He's just all-round legend of a guy, and yeah, he's probably much my hero. My favourite track locally, I have to say East London. It's one of the fastest tracks we have here, and every time you go through Potters and Rifle, you're holding your breath, so I don't think any other track can give you that sort of sensation, so I'm looking forward to going back there again this year.
As the Dunlop Broyley girls make their way onto the grid, let's have a quick squiz at how things are going to line up here. Kruger and Wilkin on the front row, Pepper and Besaidnout the second row. Going down into the third row, it's Jonathan Machotsi and Daniel Dermody with Justin Oates and Jean Gabber. Row number 5, it's Darren Oates and Keegan Campos, Delon Thompson and Jason Campos just behind them. Then we got Paulus Frank and Alton Bode, Sean Lorezave and Shivy Bassoon. The back end of the field, Piet Versaki coming back, Rice Asmal there, Simon Need and Johan Pretorius. Final driver there, Wouter Roos, looking to come through from 21st place. It's time to go racing. Final bit of advice being given there by a couple of drivers and a couple of little changes on the grid. But let's see who's going to get down towards turn 1, KFM corner first. Eyes on the prize as we go into Jonathan Machotsi's cockpit to start things here as he gets off the line really nicely. Comes up alongside, and a little bit of touching there between him and Besaidnout. Around the outside, looks like it was Oates who squeezed through. Yes, look at that. Justin Oates just advancing on the grass a bit there to ensure that he gets up into the top 6 by the time they get down into KFM. Campos with a good start. He goes around the outside of Darren Oates, makes up one position as they come out of that first turn. And in the background, we've got action already. Looks like that is Keegan Campos. Campos coming back onto track as quickly as he can. Delon Thompson is the other car involved there as they come back on. He gets on as well, but he's got a long way to come through this big pack of cars. As they come through turn number 2, you can see action already, and more action. There is Rice Asmal getting it out of shape and quickly back on the track. Hopefully just ahead there of Campos as he makes his return, and Delon Thompson. Side by side, Lorezave and Alton Bow as they come out of turn 3 there, Rose Foundation heading up into the Jag Sweep. Jeff Kruger leads things out. He is pushing hard, but look at how Daniel Dermody is driving around the outside of Tasman Pepper, trying to maintain that top 6. Justin Oates, URUP FTX machine, absolutely high flying down here. That's 5th gear, expected to go to 6 before they get on the braking markers. Oates looking for a way through. Can he find it now under braking? No, he's not close enough. very, very tight between those two cars as they come under braking, and Tasman Pepper holds him off, but only just. Jason Campos now fighting hard there with Darren Oates just behind him as they come across the line, a complete lap number 1. Daniel Dumini side by side with Machotsi. Absolutely nothing between those two cars. SMD group, there you can see on board with Machotsi as Dumini just squeezes in and uses the push to pass. So he uses that little bit of extra power that comes out of the push to pass. That's why the indicators were on. Tells the drivers that they are using that push to pass system. They've only got 6 of them available to them in the race. So Dumini has definitely used one of them at this point. Here comes Darren Oates looking for a way through, trying to follow on. This is a replay here as we go on board here with Keegan Campos coming out of turn number 1. Expect him to go wayward. There you go. DeLon Thompson gets a little tap as he comes across trying to avoid a car on the inside. Campos catches the car nicely, comes straight back on track and into the back. This is from DeLon Thompson's point of view. There you go. You could hear the tap coming from somebody. He gets sent on the sideline and then catches it. Has to come right from the back of the field now. So DeLon Thompson having some problems. Speaking of problems, looks like Sean Leresve's got some problems of his own. He's gone a little bit wayward and gone into the side of somebody. Here comes Keegan looking for a way through. You can see the bodywork on the side of that car. I don't think it's his, but it's definitely affecting the ability of the car, and Campos is going to capitalize. He dives through Jag sweep and makes up one position ahead there of Sean Leresve. Justin Oates around the outside. Look at this. Tasman Pepper trying to cut him off, makes him go high. He cuts back and comes straight back at her. She now uses the push to pass system as they come flying through there. Look at all those indicators. Absolutely everybody onto those push to pass systems to try and get that little bit of a gap. The gap at the front end is opening up ever so slightly, but how is this drive from Wilkin? First of the Masters, second overall on track at the moment. Charles Wilkin in the Norco Bicycles machine doing a great job so far. Here comes Campos up ahead of Bo. Bo now putting Campos into the Signature Motorsport sandwich because his teammate Darren Oates is just ahead of them. As they come under braking, Tasman Pepper goes defensive, trying to fend off. Oh, a problem! That is Justin Oates losing brakes and running flat bang. Does he hit the wall? No, just avoids the wall. But some big problems there for Justin Oates. We saw it earlier on. There was a little tap between him and Tasman going into turn number 1. And now in turn 2, he just loses the brakes and goes flying across the circuit. Fortunately, not taking any other car out. Tasman Pepper very lucky to survive that one, but she maintains 4th place and is now fighting hard for a potential top 5 here with the Haupt Racing machine there, and of course Volkswagen Stratum Park now on that car of Jean Gaber. This is the replay. Tasman Pepper about to turn in. Watch for Oates. Wow, Tazzy, if you'd been 2 seconds later, that front end would have probably gone wayward. We had a similar kind of incident to what we saw in the Global Touring Cars at Killarney. Oates very lucky to catch it. Look at this. Absolutely. Oh, he does tag the wall, but only just. Now, as I look, you can see, you go into the brake pedal, you can see him pushing that brake pedal. There was no brakes. Leresve with some problems. He pulls into pit lane, not going his way this weekend. Ex-Masters champion there and out of this race in Cape Town. His teammate still fighting hard with the current Masters champion there, Jean Gaber. Look at Machotsi fighting hard on the final lap here, trying to fend off the attack from Darren Oates. Machotsi in the Volkswagen Motorsport machine as they come through and into the sweep, heading down towards Rose Foundation. Darren Oates is on his tail. Looking in the rearview mirrors there, you can just pick up on that Pie-N car, and he is all over the back of Machotsi and sliding into Rose Foundation. Wow, these Polo GTIs are going well. They are certainly putting in some incredible lap times, and in fact, looking at about a 1 minute 25 lap now. A new lap record going to be set here by Jeff Kruger in this first outing. Machotsi goes flying through Jag sweep onto the back straight now. Now it's going to be everything she's got. Can they do anything about Kruger? I don't think so. Kruger's going to hang on to make it 3 out of 3. 3 wins out of 3 starts so far in this new championship. And Charles Wilkin, first podium for him after only 3 races. He's going to be exceptionally happy with that. Clinton Mercedes is going to take the 3rd step of the podium, as you can see in the background, in the Glyco car to beat out Tasman Pepper and Jean Gaber. And Daniel Dumini is going to maintain his top 6 that he's had all weekend long. Checkered flag is out, and it's definitely Kruger taking the first win of the day. He's going to be very, very happy with that one. And let's see how he goes in race number 2. Wilkin in 2nd, first of the Masters. Mercedes, Pepper, Jean Gaber, Daniel Dumini, Machotsi, and Darren Oates in 8th. We caught up with Sean Leresve to find out what went wrong.
I got a decent start, managed to stay out of trouble for the first couple of laps, and then got next to one of the guys and just got run off through the kink going towards Damps. Unfortunately, it happens when you are in the midfield, but we'll get it fixed and go for race 2.
That was a big one. Very lucky to miss Tasman, but it looks like the brakes completely failed.
Yeah, I really struggled to get past Tasman. I was much quicker than her. I felt like she over-defended maybe a bit. She hit me into turn 1, and then into turn 2 there were no more brakes. I don't know what, if it was an impact causing that or what it was, but yeah, I actually got a shock because the car just didn't stop. So I'm very upset because the car's really quick. I was quickest in most of the day yesterday. And
You were quickest as well in the race, did you know?
yeah, okay. I don't know. That's good. But yeah, it's unfortunate. I don't know why the brakes failed, yeah.
Second race back, and already a second place and a win in the Masters.
Yeah, it's great. I'm really chuffed. Look, it's hard. These guys pedal, and that's why I came back to a formula like this. That's really so competitive. And just want to thank my team. Did a great job on the car, and obviously all my sponsors, Norco Bicycles and Cornell Auto Bodies for backing me. You know, without them it wouldn't be impossible.
That's race one in the bag. What an awesome outing here. Once again, it's Jeff Kruger at the front end, but as you can see in the background, a couple of cars still missing here from the Park for May. Notably, Justin Oates, who was the fastest in race number one, but unfortunately ended up in the kitty litter on the outside of turn two after losing the brakes completely. Sean Leresve with some work to do now. Let's go and find out after the break what happens in race number two. Welcome back to Killarney International Raceway in Cape Town. The braais are out, the crowds are here in big masses, an all-important fan walk out there on the KFM straight. Time to interact with the actual crowds and get the public there right up close and personal with their favourite drivers, and they absolutely loved it. Meanwhile, Kudavazuri was busy in the pit lane trying to find out who the next Volkswagen driver was going to be for the Western Province region. Final preparations and a couple of cars that needed some big changes and a couple of bodywork changes as well. But everybody is going to be back on the grid for race number two. As they line up, will Charles Wilkin try and go and do one better and get ahead of Jeff Kruger. Kruger is going to be looking to make it 4 out of 4. Jean Gerber definitely needs a victory. Campos is looking for his first one. And so is this man, Clinton Besaidnout, as we go on board the Glyco Engen Expertise and Signature Motorsport Polo down towards turn number one. Good start here from him, but a much better start from Keegan Campos as he dives through the inside. Round the outside comes Daniel Duminy, and now they all have to climb on the brakes at some point. Yes, little bit of rubbing, little bit of touching going into turn one there, KFM corner, but it looks like everybody might just get through, other than possibly around the outside there, Piet Versaghi taking a slightly wider line out of KFM corner. Here comes Duminy on the inside, trying to squeeze through there on Jean Gerber as he comes up under braking. Has he been able to get through? Yes, I think he has. Jean Gerber under attack. There you go. Duminy diving through and gets past. Gerber goes into third gear as he comes out of turn two now. Heading down into fourth as he clicks it down through the sweep and trying to close down there on double D. Duminy going on the defensive, trying to keep out the attack as well. Look at that. Oh, what a start there from the two Signature Motorsport cars. They are side by side heading into Rose Foundation sweep. Leresve is back in the mix. Look how far back Justin Oates is though. He's had to come from the back of the field. Remember, he went off in a big way, and hopefully they've got those brakes all sorted out. They come flying through and up into Malmesbury. Jag sweep as it's known now, and onto that back straightaway, heading down towards the fast-drawn turn. Tasman Pepper on board with her, trying to close down here on Kruger. Kruger's got the drop, and it looks like he's going to try and get away. Jeff Kruger looking to go 4 out of 4. That'll be incredible. And what a start to this brand new Polo GTI Cup. As they go down under braking. Oh, that's a good move. That is a fantastic move. Delon Thompson just being forced wide and squeezing out. Alton Bow is having one of the best days we've seen so far out of this youngster in the new Engen Polo Cup. He's come out of Legends Racing and out of karting, and he certainly has got a little bit of talent and can run with the usual contenders here in the Polo Cup. And he's attacking onto the back end there of Campos. Campos doing the same thing, closing down there on Jean Gerber. Jean Gerber, of course, riding for Stratham Park Volkswagen, and of course, anti-poaching Stratham Park Volkswagen, that is. Under braking, here comes Machotsi. Machotsi closes out on Tasman. The Electric Life Pepper Racing machine definitely being closed down there by Machotsi. And Machotsi is bringing along Charles Wilkin for the ride. We're on board here with Jonathan as they go through the sweep. This is amazing stuff. Look at this. 155 k's an hour, then he doesn't even go down a gear. He doesn't brake, he just rolls off ever so slightly, stays in fourth gear, so there's torque out of the Polo engine, and the GTI engine is working exceptionally well down here at the coast. They come flying through the Jag sweep, and now onto that back straightaway. Jean Gerber has opened up a small margin, trying to close back down on Duminy. We go on board here with him. This is Gerber's point of view as they head down there in the Hub Racing machine, heading down towards turn 5, Fastron corner. Jean having a look in the rearview mirrors, trying to pick up on any cars that could potentially be attacking him. No, they're not close enough. They're a little bit too far back for his liking, and he's going to be happy about that because he's concentrating his efforts on getting to Duminy. Oh, Oates out of shape again. I wonder if there's a problem on those brakes. yet again, and he's completely locked it up. Coming out of fast-run corner, he ends up in the kiddie litter, and I'm sure it's brake-related. He's had a dismal day in terms of trying to get those brakes to work on the car. Hopefully we can get it sorted out by the time we get to Swartkop's, a track that he's going to absolutely dominate at if he can get there and get to the front. Besaidnout all over the back of Campos. Further back, Simon Need under attack. Oh, Rice Asmal in there. So is Piet Versaki and Vota. The three of them having a great battle. Piet Versaki running wide. Rice Asmal, he's not going to hold anything back here. He goes side by side with Piet Versaki. Versaki, a seasoned campaigner who used to be in the Polo Cup. He then went across to Volkswagen Challenge, had some fun and games also in the GTCs. And Vota on his own loops it out at the back of the field. Oh, Mel, we're having a chat to him about that. Here comes under braking. This is the replay of Justin Oates getting out of shape. You can see just battling there to try and stop the car. And the only way he could do it was to put it in the kiddie litter and get it sideways. Fortunately kept the car going and gets back on track, but he's going to have to nurse that car home. Look how hard Jeff Kruger's having to push here in the closing stages. He has pushed that Dunlop rubber to the maximum, and he's now starting to lock it up. It's very, very hard, these conditions now, and Machotsi doing the same thing. We saw Tasman Pepper lock up, and just behind Machotsi, Charles Wilkin and Keegan Campos. So all 5 of those top 6 are starting to lock up, and we're on to the final lap. Look at Wilkin. Wilkin trying a slightly different line, the Cape Town line, going in there for Superbikes, and it nearly works out for him as he comes right onto the bumper there of Machotsi. Keegan Campos sitting in the best seat in the house right now, waiting for something to go wrong there between Wilkin and Machotsi. Out of Rose Foundation sweep now, Machotsi hangs on. Can he keep out the attack coming from the Norco Bicycles man? He's all over the back of him. Then it's Campos, then it's Besaidnout. Besaidnout losing a little bit of ground there. Didn't quite go according to plan here in this second race. He was on the podium in the first one, remember. As they get onto that back straightaway for the last time. This is Machotsi's point of view going down the straight, trying to close down on Tasman Pepper. Pepper just up the road. Too far up the road, I think, for Machotsi to make any inroads here with only 2 corners to go. As they come under braking, Machotsi goes defensive, keeps out Wilkin. Wilkin does the same thing. And you can see just behind him, Campos, with ever improving. And he is certainly going to be a man to watch out for in this championship, particularly if he runs top 6 every single time. But the man to watch out for at the front end has now gone 4 out of 4. Jeff Kruger in the Universal Healthcare car takes another victory here, ahead of Tasman Pepper, who takes another win in the Masters category. Confirmation of the results there. Taking a double win on the day, Jeff Kruger, and winning things out in the Masters category for race number 2, Tasman Pepper in second. Machotsi, Wilkin, Campos, Besaidnout, Germany and Gerber, your top 8. Championship standings heading into the Swartkops round of the Extreme Festival, and it's Jeff Kruger with a comfortable margin over Tasman Pepper. Machotsi and Wilkin very close. A little baptism of fire down here in Cape Town. Car was going well, you had a fantastic start. Take us what went wrong down in turn 3.
Oh, what a fantastic race. It was a bit hectic. We had a good start and I think we were behind one of the Campos brothers. And the temperature was a bit high and the water, we didn't have water in. So, well, the engine got a bit hot and it started to bog down. So we got some technical, but we'll come back stronger in Swartkops in a few weeks. I would just like to thank my sponsors, Ferrodo and Champion, and for absolutely great car, Signature Motorsport, and to everyone who has come out to support.
Another win in the Madam/Masters class, so nothing wrong, but I think you needed maybe 2 more laps. Jeff, was yours?
Yeah, me and Jeff were really close that race. He got ahead of me at the start. He used his push to pass a little bit earlier than I did. I was just happy to get off the line, to be honest. But yeah, winning Madams or Masters class, I'm going to take the win where I can. And second overall again, I don't think it's too bad. But we have some pace to find to catch Jeffrey, I think. So we'll just keep working till the next race.
What else can I say, right? This is an absolutely perfect start to the season.
Yeah, no, we can't complain about these results. It's really been going very well. The race was quite a pressurizing race. I managed to get a good start. Made sure my finger was welded to that push to pass button. So as soon as the lights went out, then I hit the button. I got alongside Taz and made it into turn 1 with the whole shot. So just sort of kept the race there and tried to keep the pace with the other guys. And yeah, lucky enough to get another win. So 4 in a row now. It's looking good. It's looking good.
So that's race 2 in the bag here in Cape Town, and 4 out of 4 wins there for Jeff Kruger. Has anybody got what it takes to try and beat him? They're going to be scratching their heads and doing their homework, leading into the next round at Swartkops. And are we in for a championship? Because things in this class are really starting to heat up. We'll catch you at Swartkops for round 3. All this action proudly brought to you by Engen, Primax Unleaded, Volkswagen Motorsport, Polo, the #1 in brakes, and Dunlop Tires.